It may be that the facts, as the prosecution believed them, were true, but it doesn't matter what the facts were because there's serious legal errors here. Remember how complicated the case is. You've got a misdemeanor about bookkeeping that somehow transformed into a felony because it was used to cover up or enable some kind of other violation that the prosecution didn't really prove and didn't even tell Trump until the jury instructions. I think that alone is grounds for reversal. But I think the worst thing is the damage that this is going to do to our political and constitutional system, because the more frivolous, the weaker the kind of case that you can bring against a president now, the more that this invites further prosecutions of presidents. And presidents are now going to have to worry about their legal liabilities and getting prosecuted by people years later when they're in the middle of making some of the most difficult decisions on behalf of the country.
Wait a second. So let's just say President Obama hasn't been president, or President Bush hasn't been president for a long time. A local prosecutor could reach back and charge them with something now?
Oh, yes. And I think it's even worse than that. I think it's almost that now that this precedent has been set, Republican DAs are going to have to go after Democratic presidents in order to try to repair this violation of norms, because otherwise this has succeeded, right? You've got a partisan elected DA in a city in Manhattan, inalterably opposed to Donald Trump. The guy campaigned on prosecuting Trump, and he's now succeeded in trying to harm President Trump and running for office. If Republicans don't retaliate in the same way, the Democrats are just going to keep doing it to every candidate. There's nothing to stop them.
Could it help repair things if, I know that's unlikely, but I'm just going to throw it out there, everybody, if Governor Hochul, maybe at the request of President Biden, were to pardon President Trump at this moment? Would it matter?
I think the best thing to happen were actually for the Court of Appeals to immediately intervene and say, right, the law was wrong.
And what do you mean by
here.
immediate?
Judge
How soon
Merchan
could that
got it wrong.
happen?
Well, I think that Todd Blanche and his attorneys and his fellow attorneys could, on behalf of President Trump, seek some kind of emergency review from the Court of Appeals, ask for expedited review. They could get this issue all the way to the Supreme Court, because at the bottom of it, what the DA did here is try to enforce federal election law, right? He claimed that Trump somehow made an illegal campaign contribution to himself and didn't report it. State DAs, city DAs are not allowed to prosecute federal law.
Right.
The Supreme Court has made this clear several times. So actually, Trump could get this up to the U.S. Supreme Court and ultimately win.